Heavily armored hostile detected. Serious trauma detected. Heavily armored hostile detected. Hostiles have got indication nearby.
If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up mod squad, welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, a quick reminder to my subscribers to hit that like button and leave a comment down below, as the game is going through a rough patch right now, a dry patch, again while waiting for year 3 content. Likes, comments and shares play a big role in how well our videos do, and the extra support is appreciated and needed in order to keep us growing. With that said, let's talk about today's build. The purpose of today's build is to help players get through heroic content as efficiently as possible, which would require a very high DPS weapon. The highest DPS weapons are any of those that 1-shot or 2-shot, pistols, snipers, rifles and shotguns. I covered the pistol build in a previous video, make sure to head over and check that out. I'll leave that in the top right for you guys right now. Also, before we go any further, today's build is a build that can be used with or without a shield. I point this out because I know there's a lot of hate for shield builds or any build that uses a shield. Remember, if you're not going to use the shield, good movement, awareness and good positioning is needed. Now like I said earlier, the purpose of this build is efficiency, so to kill fast, and to kill fast we need a lot of damage, which this build definitely has. Looking into the damage stats, this build has 50% crit chance, 140% critical hit damage and 220% weapon damage, 18% damage to targets out of cover, and finally 20% damage to armor, allowing us to hit for just under 1.7 million crits to the body with all buffs active. When using this weapon type, I'd say go for body shots over headshots, reason being is the majority of pellets seem to miss. I'm not sure if this is an issue on PC, but going for headshots with a shotgun on console doesn't seem to work well. Moving on to the survivability of this build, we have 30% bonus armor on kill and 3% armor regen thanks to the memento backpack, so the faster you kill, the tankier you'll get. The trick with this build is to play aggressive at all times, as killing is the key to your high damage and survivability. When it comes to the weapons, I suggest running duo M870s. This way, instead of reloading, you can just switch weapons. I'd also recommend using the talent close and personal, as the boost to weapon damage will boost both your base damage and your critical hit damage numbers. If you don't want to run a duo M870s, or you're struggling with the M870s in general, then check out the new exotic shotgun, the Scorpio, which is also a good option, but the pump action shotguns do kill faster. When it comes to the specializations, I'd recommend the Gunner, which will help with the reload speed, rate of fire and weapon handling of the M870s, and you'll also gain access to the Banshee Pulse, which confuses enemies so they won't shoot at you. This will make them easier to kill. If the weapon handling doesn't bother you and you don't want the Banshee Pulse and you've decided you want to use a shield, then the Firewall is the one you want to use. You'll set enemies on fire if your armor breaks, and your striker shield will allow you to gain extra damage to those who are within the proximity of your shield. Now we have spoken a little bit about the build and I've showcased some of what it's capable of, let's get into a build breakdown. Right guys, getting into the build breakdown, we've just spoke about specializations. You can use the Firewall if you choose to use a shield, or you can use the Gunner, which will give you the Banshee Pulse and all that good utility. Moving on to the primary weapon, the military M870, we have 1.4 million total damage, 75 RPM with 5 in the magazine, nearly maxed out here with 15% shotgun damage, 11% damage to armor and 5% damage to targets out of cover. Shotguns are great because you can get both damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover. The talent we are using is close and personal, killing a target within 7 meters grants plus 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. You basically just want to chain this, keep killing and keep chaining the talent. As long as you're killing within 7 meters, you could just continuously keep chaining it. As you can see for my secondary, it's just another version of the M870, still the same base damage. We have lower stats, not the greatest rolls, but it still works just as well. On this one we have Killer, kill an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. The reason I put this on here is just to show you guys, if you don't want to use close and personal, this is probably the next best thing. This is a high crit chance, crit damage build, so going for something that's going to boost your crit damage is going to really help you. Moving on to the build now. Start off with the Seska mask, giving us 10% critical hit chance, 12.6% weapon damage, 11.9% critical hit damage, 6% critical hit chance, and 12% critical hit damage via a mod. We have a Grupo Sombra chest piece, giving us 15% critical hit damage, 14.2% weapon damage, 9.8% critical hit damage, 5.7% critical hit chance, and 11.9% critical hit damage via a mod. And we're using Intimidate. While your bonus armor amplifies total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. This is going to be one of those builds where you're up in the face of all your enemies. Like I said, you need to play aggressive, so you're going to be within that 10 meters to gain an extra 35% amplified weapon damage. Moving on to the holster, we have the Badger Tough holster, giving us 10% shotgun damage. This is rolled for 145k armor, 4.7% critical hit chance, and 12% critical hit damage. And a PvE build wouldn't be a PvE build without the Memento, the best in slot for backpacks in my opinion. 15% weapon damage, 170k armor, and we had the one skill tier, 11.9% critical hit damage, and then you have kill confirmed. Pause the video if you want to go over that talent in greater detail. Moving on to the gloves now, and we have the contractor's gloves, giving us 13% weapon damage, 8% damage to armor, and 5.5% critical hit chance. And then finally, the knee pads, the best in slot knee pads in the game, Fox Prayers, giving us 10% rifle damage, which doesn't apply to this build sadly, but we're using it for the 8% damage targets out of cover. Now we have covered the build, let's move on to the skills. As you can see here, we have the Striker Shield. It's at 3.4 million health. The mods on here, we have the 8% shield health, of course, the mod you gain from using this specialization. We have a 4.6% shield health mod, and then finally we have the 5% damage bonus, which does apply. So if I take this off, you can see up top it gives us 7%, and then when I add that we get a total of 11% extra damage. Moving on to the second skill, of course using the Striker Drone, great distraction, does a little bit of damage, mainly using it as a distraction though. For the mods on here, 7.1% duration, 9.2% health, and then we have 4.8% damage. It's only a skill tier 1. Again, it's not there to kill, it's there to distract. And that is pretty much it for the build, guys. I'm going to run through the stat sheet real quick. I'm not going to talk through it. Let me know what you think about the build in the comment section below. This is one of those ones that's a lot of fun to run. You can do heroic control points in around 4 minutes. It's one of those ones where you could just speed through everything. In missions, it's a total joke. It just makes everything way too easy. I will say when it comes to the tankier bosses, they do take a little bit longer to get through because they don't have armor bars, but it's nothing this shotgun build cannot handle. As you can see, 51.9% crit chance, 139.7% critical hit damage, plus all the weapon damage buffs we get on this build is just nutty. We have 90% armor damage. I believe you can max out at 20, and then we have all the damage to targets out of cover as well. This build is just nasty. Anyway, guys, don't forget to smash that like button to help us grow. We hit 26k, so thank you guys for that. You're legends. Leave a comment down below and I'll reply like I always do. If you're new, subscribe for lots more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mod Squad.
Finish that agent! Ah, not today!
Shit, this hurts!
Rogue agent eliminated.
Hey, they've got Karlson! I'm taking them down!
Don't fucking believe it!
They've got Karlson. I'm taking them down.
No line of sight from here.
High-risk target approaching.